Tonight on Newswatch, we'll catch you up on everything that happened over the Halloween weekend.
And we learn more about the meat recall for E. coli.
I'll be telling you all about Cyclones football, soccer, volleyball, and more in sports.
Plus, we had just a gorgeous day out there. We'll let you know when we can come back to reality coming up later in the show.
This is Newswatch 18. Newswatch 18 starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Newswatch. I'm Dakota Carthen.
And I'm Brianna Campbell. Thanks for joining us.
As we all know, trick-or-treating was this past weekend, but the danger in the fun-filled event still remains. Authorities are urging children to go through their candy before they eat it, after reports of finding needles and pins in Halloween candy. In New Jersey, a Facebook post quickly went viral after a mother found a piece of metal in one of her children's trick-or-treat candy. Philadelphia police also reported needle-like items found in a candy bar wrapper given to 5 children. A similar case occurred in Minnesota after a woman found a needle in her child's candy as well. So before you dig into any trick-or-treat candy, make sure you check it. And also, take a look at this event about a haunted Iowa State that happened last weekend, reported by Dakota Carpenter.
A large group of Iowa State students gathered in Morrill Hall last Thursday to hear Amanda Hall tell haunting tales about places on campus, such as Hotel Memorial Union and Gold Star Hall.
Obviously, people are interested in ghost stories this time of year and at other times of year, and we have taken this in several different directions over the years.
As the stories continued throughout the evening, residents from Linden Hall were in for a scare when they found out Merrill House is haunted by a former football player who residents have claimed to see standing behind them when they look in mirrors in the hallway. After hearing the story, Linden residents began connecting the dots.
And I kind of figured out that there were no mirrors there. I lived there last year and I live there now, and I was really curious why they weren't there either.
The night ended with other spooky stories about other campus icons such as Fisher Theater, Freeman Hall, and Friley Hall. Amanda Hall considers herself a story hunter, not a ghost hunter, and she enjoys when new stories are passed on to her.
When my voice gets really low and I get to a point where it's like the punchline of the ghost story, and you can hear a couple of people in the audience go, that's my favorite part.
Reporting for Newswatch, I'm Dakota Carpenter.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture recalled over 160,000 pounds of ground beef packaged by All American Meats in Omaha, Nebraska, after finding E. coli bacteria in the meat. E. coli is mostly harmless, naturally occurring bacteria that live in our intestines. However, some strains can be harmful to our bodies, causing nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and sometimes even death. While the beef was shipped all over the country, no illness has yet been linked to the contaminated meat. The packages of meat include the establishment number established 2420 on the USDA mark of inspection. According to the press release by the USDA, consumers that have bought the meat packages are strongly advised not to consume them, and rather to dispose of the meat or return it to the store where they bought it.
33-year-old Jacqueline Eade is currently in a hospital after a tiger bit her when she broke into the Omaha Zoo on Sunday. She snuck into the Henley-Dorley Zoo and Aquarium after it was already closed. Eade reached into the tiger's cage to pet it, and the animal bit her left hand. A close friend has had to take her to the Creighton University Medical Center for treatment. People described Eade as aggressive towards hospital staff and showed signs of intoxication of alcohol and/or drugs, according to a statement. A police spokesperson was not able to say whether Eade would be charged.
Fred Thompson, a former United States Senator and Republican presidential candidate, has passed away at age 73. According to his family, Thompson died of a reoccurrence of lymphoma in Nashville, Tennessee on Sunday. Current Republican presidential candidate Jeb Bush also gives his condolences to Thompson's family, saying, "Fred Thompson lived an amazing life. He will be sorely missed. Columba and my prayers are with Jerry and his kids and grandkids." Thompson was instrumental in the Watergate scandal in 1972 when his rigorous questioning led to the discovery of recording devices in the Oval Office, which eventually led to the resignation of President Nixon. He also served as a U.S. Senator for Tennessee from 1994 to 2002 before leaving the Senate to play the Manhattan District Attorney Arthur Branch on the hit show Law & Order.
GOP candidates are fed up with debates. Different candidates have expressed concerns about the most recent debate last Wednesday. Many felt like CNBC asked questions designed to attack candidates rather than ask questions about the issues. Runners are also wishing for a more professional environment in general. The Republican National Committee made staff changes Sunday night in hopes to address the candidates' complaints. The first votes to be cast here in Iowa are only 3 short months away, with many candidates trying to scramble for a spot. Ben Carson and Donald Trump are still currently in the lead.
A corporate manager for Taco Bell lost his job over the weekend after assaulting an Uber driver. Police say Benjamin Golden was arrested in Costa Mesa, California on Friday on charges of public intoxication and assaulting a taxicab operator. The Uber driver, Edward Caban, shared a YouTube video of Golden slapping, hitting, and pulling Caban's hair after Caban ordered him to leave the taxi because he was too drunk. Golden finally left the vehicle after Caban used pepper spray and was arrested soon after. Taco Bell responded to the incident by firing Golden, saying, "Given the behavior of the individual, it is clear he can no longer work for us."
An Alabama teacher who has won the Teacher of the Year award has just quit her job. Anne-Marie Korgel resigned from Birmingham City Schools last week after getting upset when she was informed that she was no longer qualified to teach her 5th grade class. Korgel won the 2014 to 2015 Alabama Teacher of the Year and was a 2015 National Teacher of the Year award finalist. This year, she began teaching 2nd grade at Oliver Elementary School before changing to 5th grade later in the school year. After a month in the new position, an administrator called to inform Korgel that she was not qualified to teach at the 5th grade level. Korgel eventually got fed up with the system, believing that she is in fact qualified to teach. Korgel wants to return to teaching as soon as she can.
Hillary Clinton is under fire again after more contradictory emails have surfaced. This time, Clinton's 11-hour testimony before the Benghazi Select Committee is being called into question after emails between Clinton and other world leaders discussed no-fly zones. While Clinton claims she passed on information to her State Department that she found relevant, her lobbying for a no-fly zone over Libya calls into question Clinton's bias on the matter. No word on how this may affect her standing in the 2016 election.
Get excited, Hunger Games fans! A 100-acre theme park dedicated to the blockbuster movies The Hunger Games is now set to open in Atlanta around 2019. Lionsgate Entertainment Corporation confirmed this Monday. The park main features include specifically designed roller coasters to give visitors the experience of heroine Katniss Everdeen. There will also be a theatrical section for the dance shows in a tribute to the movie Step Up. According to an article in The Times, Lionsgate could earn an extra $1 million per year after the theme parks open, excluding gift show revenue.
Would your last dying wish be to see the new Star Wars flick? For one Texas man, that's exactly it. Daniel Fleetwood, a 32-year-old man with terminal spindle cell sarcoma, has made a bid to Walt Disney Studios to see the 7th Star Wars film before he passes. Fleetwood says he has written in fan fiction for the series and camped out numerous times for movie tickets. 2 stars of the upcoming film, Mark Hamill and John Boyega, retweeted Fleetwood's plea with the hashtag #ForceForDaniel. There has been no word yet as to whether Walt Disney Studios will honor Daniel's request.
Stay tuned. We'll be back with your state and local news.
Welcome back and Bon Appetit. The Iowa State Hospitality Program hosted an event for the public to wine and dine last Wednesday in the McKay Tea Room. For more on the story, take a look what I found. The Joan Bice Underwood Tea Room hosted a French cuisine fine dining dinner last Wednesday. The dinner was one of 4 dinners held in McKay Hall this semester. Students from the Hospitality Management Department run the dinners, with duties from setting up the dining room to planning the menu. Instructors of the class Hospitality Management 487 give students the opportunity to apply what they have learned in class so far by showcasing their skills during the event. All dinners are open to the public with a fee. Student representatives are available to answer questions about each dinner when the dates approach. For more information, contact the Tea Room in 23A McKay Hall. Brianna Campbell, ISU TV.
In her new campaign advertisement, Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton promises stricter gun control laws. The 30-second ad was released earlier today, featuring footage of Clinton promising to pursue stricter background checks and to have more manufacturers accountable for the crimes committed with their weapons. In her advertisement, Clinton says, "How many people have to die before we actually act, before we come together as a nation?" Clinton spoke at town halls in Iowa today as part of her campaign for early presidential primary voting. This advertisement is initially scheduled to be aired in Iowa and in New Hampshire.
A local Ames nurse is doing more than her fair share of helping others. Sherry Thompson, a pediatric nurse at Mary Greeley Hospital, just returned from a 2-month job working on the Mercy ship in Africa. On the ship, Sherry treated people by removing parasites, giving them clean water, and caring for patients with extreme illnesses and disorders. Sherry says the trip impacted her so much, she plans to volunteer again in the near future.
The Iowa National Guard is closing its armory in Corning, Iowa. According to the National Guard officials, this move comes as part of a statewide consolidation and upgrade program that began in 2000. The armory in the Corning will be the 13th armory in Iowa to be closed. National Guard's history with Corning goes back 125 years to 1892, when the 1st National Guard Unit, Company K, 3rd Regiment, was stationed in Corning. Officials say soldiers from the Corning Armory have fought in the Spanish-American War, World War I, and Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan. The modern armory building, built in 1993, will eventually be offered for sale to the public.
Pulitzer Prize-winning columnist Kathleen Parker will come to Iowa State November 12th to speak as the Mary Louise Smith Chair Lecturer for fall of 2015. Parker will speak on the global rise of women, discussing the political climate of the 2016 election as 2 women have become frontrunners. Kathleen Parker will make her presentation November 12th at 7:30 p.m. in Benton Auditorium of the Sheeman Building. The event is free and open to the public. Now we're joined by Ben at the desk. How did the Cyclone sports weekend end up, Ben?
It was a busy weekend, Brianna. I'll have the latest when we come back from the break. Stay tuned. You're watching Newswatch. Welcome back to Newswatch. I'm Ben Elliott with your Cyclone Sports Report. The Cyclone football team upset Texas, beating the Longhorns 24-0 at home this past weekend. The win marks the first time Iowa State has beat Texas in Ames. The Cyclone offense was led by new starting quarterback Joel Lanning, who was 19 for 37 and 188 yards with a touchdown. The spectacular performance by the defense was led by junior linebacker Jordan Harris, who had 7 tackles and an interception. Harris's standout performance earned him the honor of Walter Camp National Defensive Player of the Week. The Cyclones moved to 3-5 on the year and will travel to Norman on Saturday to take on the 14th-ranked Oklahoma Sooners. Cyclone soccer player Corey Willer is named to the All-Big 12 First Team, the only Cyclone soccer player to earn the All-Big 12 First Team honors since 2000. According to Cyclones.com, Willer finished the season with 6 goals and 3 assists while playing in all 18 of ISU's games. Willer, a junior, is tied for 5th in the Big 12 with 6 goals and is the top 10 scorer in Cyclone history with 20 career goals. Willer will return to the Cyclones next year and will be looked to as a leader that can take the Cyclones into the postseason. The Cyclone volleyball team defeated Oklahoma this weekend 3-1, completing a regular season sweep of the Sooners. The Cyclones had a strong performance after losing to Kansas earlier this week. The Cyclones were led by the defensive performance of senior Caitlin Nolan, who had 27 digs and was named Big 12 Defensive Player of the Week for her performance. This was the Cyclones' 5th straight win over the Sooners, a record for Iowa State. The win puts the Cyclones at 14-7 on the year with a 7-3 conference record. The Cyclones will travel to Fort Worth, Texas on Saturday for their next game at TCU. Iowa State Athletics is celebrating another Big 12 championship after women's cross-country runner Perez Radic had the top individual time at the conference championship in Stillwater, Oklahoma this weekend. Radic ran the race in 20 minutes and 48 seconds, beating out fellow Cyclone Aaron Hooker by only 1 second. The Cyclones took the second highest team score, only finishing behind Oklahoma State, who was running at their home course. Radic, who was a junior, will have a few weeks to celebrate her championship before the Cyclones return to action at the Midwest Regional in Lawrence, Kansas on November 13th. And the Iowa State basketball team will open the season ranked number 7 in the National AP poll, the highest preseason ranking in Cyclone history. According to Cyclones.com, this is the only 5th time the Cyclones have been ranked in the top 10 coming into the season. The Cyclones will be led this season by first-year head coach Steve Prohm, who was hired from Murray State during the offseason. The Cyclones will return 4 starters, including preseason All-American George Niang, Monte Morris, Naz Mitru-Long and Jameel McKay. The Cyclones will begin their highly anticipated season this Friday, playing Grand Valley State in an exhibition game at home. And that's all I have for sports. How long can we expect this warm weather to last?
We've still got a few days yet of nice warm weather. Temperatures in the 70s. We'll have your full forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Welcome back, everybody. Let's take a peek at some of these headlines for you. The winds will pick up tonight as we have the low pressure system begin to move into the Midwest. We're talking gusts up to 25 miles an hour tonight and going into tomorrow. So make sure you hold on to your hats. And we'll keep those above average temperatures through tomorrow. Temperatures in the 70s. Average for this time of year, well, that's 50 degrees. So we're well above average, but we'll begin to cool back down on Friday as a cold front swings through. Right now, we're sitting at 61 degrees. Clear skies with the south-southeast wind at 13 miles an hour. And it's very mild across the state with temperatures in the upper 50s in Ottumwa, mid-60s, 63 in Des Moines, and 61 in Ames. Very mild out there. We had that nice southerly wind bring us those nice warm temperatures from the south. And mixed in with the sunshine today, it really allowed us to warm up to 70 degrees. Very nice for this time of year. So see those winds, 14 miles per hour in Ottumwa, 14 miles per hour in Des Moines. So very gusty winds, and that'll increase throughout the night tonight. We had those clear skies out there, and again, we had some patchy fog out there this morning. It kind of was a creepy, thick fog out there. Didn't know if we'd actually be able to burn it off to make it to 70, but we did. We did that, and we could see some more patchy fog tonight. But as you see, clear skies right now. That's because we have a high-pressure system sitting right in Missouri that's keeping those clouds away for us. But again, we'll wake up to some of those patchy clouds. Tomorrow looks to be another clear day, but there's that low-pressure system I was talking about. It will begin to make its way into Minnesota, and you see it'll begin to bring its cold front into Iowa. That'll bring some clouds and maybe some sprinkles for Thursday morning. This is 7 a.m. Now, we have a shot as that cold front begins to make its way through the state. We could see some stronger thunderstorms tomorrow. Something to keep an eye on. We're in the marginal risk right now. That could be upgraded to a slight severe risk. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on. Make sure you have your weather radio on. Lows tonight, lower 50s throughout the state, 52 in Ottumwa, 53 in Waterloo, and 53 in Mason City. We'll make it back up to the 70s tomorrow. Nice 71 in Ottumwa and 70 in Marshalltown. Here in Ames, we're going to drop down to 53. Now, again, average is 50 degrees, so our low temperature is above our average high temperature for this year, so that's pretty incredible. It'll be windy with gusts up to 25 miles an hour. And then tomorrow we'll make it up to 70 degrees. It'll be partly sunny with breezy conditions, gusts to 30 miles an hour as that low pressure system begins to make its way into Minnesota. Looking at it all, Thursday, again, we have that best shot for thunderstorms in the afternoon going into the evening, 60% chance. Those will make its way out Friday morning with that 30% chance, but you notice that cold front moves through and we begin to drop down in our temperatures. 52 degrees for Friday. Saturday, we make it down to 49, but we begin to rebound to start the week, 55 on Monday with partly cloudy skies, guys.
Taylor Swift is facing a lawsuit against the little-known composer for taking a 22-word-long phrase from his song in her recently released hit, Shake It Off. Apparently, the plaintiff composer, Jesse Bram, claims Swift has ripped off his lyrics in his song called Haters Gonna Hate, which he said he copyrighted in February 2013. Bram's lyrics include haters gonna hate, players gonna play, watch out for them fakers, they'll fake you every day. Without any attorney, Bram filed a suit in federal court and also asked the court to waive various filing fees, saying the last had a job in 2006. He's seeking $200 million from Swift and Sony and to have his name added as a songwriter to Shake It Off. An expert in intellectual property cases says Swift's lawyers will have many defenses available to them, including that she is allowed to use lyrics that might appear in other songs under copyright's fair use doctrine.
Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton have sparked dating rumors again. The two Hollywood stars spent the majority of Halloween evening together, attending multiple celeb Halloween parties. Stefani dressed as an adorable cowgirl, while Shelton wore a Mexican-themed poncho. The pair began their evening at George Clooney's Halloween party and made their way to another Hollywood event. When leaving around 1:30 a.m., paparazzi caught the two holding hands. As soon as they noticed the paparazzi, the couple quickly let go of each other's hands and got into Shelton's car together. While rumors are getting hard to deny, some think this is just another stunt pulled by Blake Shelton. Blake is known for messing with the paparazzi. Couple or not, everyone is sure to keep an eye on these two in the future.
After selling 17.5 million copies and being translated into 40 languages, the popular book series His Dark Materials will be made into a miniseries. The BBC has ordered an 8-part series of Philip Pullman's epic fantasy novel. The 3-part book series focuses on young adults Lyra and Will as they wander through parallel universes. There was a previous adaptation of the first book, the film The Golden Compass, but it received mixed reviews and poor box office totals.
The game company Activision Blizzard has agreed to buy out King Digital Entertainment for $5.9 billion. King Digital is the maker of the mobile mega hit Candy Crush. Activision Blizzard, who publishes Call of Duty, Guitar Hero, and World of Warcraft, say that this addition will expand their portfolio and allow for cross-promotion of their products together. Activision Blizzard and King Digital have a combined total of 500 million active users. To put the buyout into perspective, Disney bought Lucasfilms for $4 billion.
For people in need of a relaxing experience, look no further than the streaming website Twitch this week, because Bob Ross will be there. In order to celebrate Twitch's introduction to the creative section of the website, they're showing all 403 episodes of Bob Ross's television show, The Joy of Painting. Spanning for more than a decade, the show focuses on painter Bob Ross teaching the viewer how to paint various landscapes. Ross's soft voice, red hair afro, and phrases like happy accidents or happy trees have created a cult following over the years. The stream has been averaging almost 50,000 viewers since its debut. If you want to watch it, go to the web address on the bottom of your screen.
Carrie Underwood has been in the music business for 10 years and she still continues to break records. Underwood's album Storyteller has debuted #1 in the Billboard Country Album Chart, making her the only artist to ever have her first 6 albums debuted at #1 on the charts. Released this October 23rd, the album has been sold over 200,000 times. A single from the album Smoke Break has become a top 5 country hit. And that's all I have for you on tonight's edition of Newswatch.
Join us on Thursday for more news, weather, and sports.
Until next time, have a wonderful, chill night, Ames.